Welcome to Mishna study Masachat Shabbat Perek Bet Mishnah Hekin. Continuing on the Perek of Bamim Likin, we're going to speak about putting out a flame. All right, that's going to be our opening Mishnah. Then we're going to move on to an interesting concept called Melacha She'enat Tzricha L'gufa. Right, when you're doing a melacha, but you don't need, you're not doing it for the actual melacha itself. Right, you're doing it for an external reason. Right, and we'll see mahloket over here of how to understand that. So, firstly, if someone puts out a flame, he's scared of goyim coming, scared of robbers, he's scared of ruach ra'ah, literally an evil spirit. Harambam explains it as mental illness. A person, he's just not mentally stable, and he needs the lights out, right, for him to be back at himself. Now the Mishnah continues. It's going to be all this is going to be patur, but the Mishnah continues. Right, and if it's for a chole, a sick person, so he could sleep, patur. Right, all these are patur. Now Rambam understands, and this is very different than almost all other Rishonim. The first three cases are patur aval asur. Right, but when it comes to the chole, when it comes to the sick person, and it's a sick person who's in sakana, right, who's deathly ill, that is patur umutar, that is allowed, right? It's interesting, right? The Rambam is saying only that case of the sick person is allowed. Other Rishonim, Rashi, and all others really, practically almost all others really understand that it's going back on that it's allowed for all four cases. And Rambam doesn't do that. Rambam says it's patur aval asur. You're not allowed to do so, but if you do so, you're not liable of hayab mitah for it if you do the first three cases. But if someone's deathly ill, then you're allowed to put out the candle for them, right? But it has to be deathly ill. It has to be chodesh sheyesh bo sakana. Now, okay. So by the way, so why does the Mishnah mention patur? Like say mutar, right? And Rambam says that's because the end of the Mishnah, if you continue on, we're going to see, kehasel haner v'chula, it's going to say hayav. So to jump from mutar to hayav, that's two extremes. So the Mishnah used the language of patur. Okay, now this is also, by the way, on condition that even the choleh that's yesh bo sakana, that's deathly ill, right? It's on condition. Rambam says that you can't move him somewhere else, right? Or you can't actually, block the light from passing. Right? If there's another option, you should do the other option first. If not, right, or if it's even going to take any longer, right, then you should just put out the flame for this sick person. Now the Mishnah continues and it says, "Kehasel haner," a person he had mercy, like he not mercy, like he literally has, he doesn't want the flame. He doesn't want the candle to, he wants to spare it. He wants to spare that candle, spare that lamp. He wants to spare the oil. He wants to spare the wick. Right, all these cases, kehasel Hashem and kehasel petira, hayav. He's going to be hayav for it. Right? Why? Even though it's a melacha she'enat tzricha l'gufa. Right? So even though it's a melacha that in itself, right? It's melacha that's not needed for its own sake. Right? You're not putting out the flame because you want to put out a fire. You're putting out the flame because you want to save the candle. Right? It's different. The real isur on Shabbat is, technically out. I want to put out a flame because I want to put out this flame. What if I go ahead and put out the flame because I want to spare the candle, or I want to spare the oil, I want to spare the wick? Okay, the Tanakama, which over here is Rabbi Yehuda, says hayav. And Harambam is posek like Tanakama, is posek like Rabbi Yehuda over here. Right? It's interesting. And Rambam's posek over here, if a person does so, even though he does not doing it for the purpose of that melacha itself, he's still going to be hayav. Rabbi Yosef poter bechulan. Rabbi Yosef says he's patur in all these cases. Why? Because melacha she'enat tzricha l'gufa. It's a melacha he's not doing for the sake of the melacha itself. He's going to be patur on it. Chutz minat petila, except for the wick itself. Why? Right? Because he's making the wick into almost like a charcoal. Right? He's making it into turning the wick into charcoal by extinguishing that flame. It's making it ready to light better for next time. So if he has the kavanah, right? Rambam says that on condition, actually, Rabbi Yosef is going to say it's hayav on a condition that he has the kavanah, that when he puts it out, he's doing so the next time he lights it, it'll light better. Okay, so in that case, you're really putting it out for the sake of putting it out, and that would be you would be hayav for that case. Halacha though is not like Rabbi Yosef. It's like we said, like Rabbi Yehuda, that melacha she'enat tzricha l'gufa hayav.